Good evening, everybody. It's that time again. What time, you ask? Well, time for FIM Fiction Roulette, where I go through the annals of FIM fiction, take a random story and a random chapter from within said story, if applicable, and I read it aloud for all of you to hear. Well, it's almost Nightmare Night, so you know what that means. Putting on Mike the Mike and Wooden Toaster's classic hit on repeat for the rest of the season? Well, yes, but also time to read scary fan fiction. Ooh. As luck would have it, the randomly chosen story for today is a spooky one. According to the tags, this story will be filled with gore and tragedy, but who knows what horrors truly await us. As always, I will start with the introduction and then dive into our selected chapter. Without further ado, this is Don't Be Afraid of Rainbows by Kitty Cat Love Me. I am adding this part after having read the story to give a little context before you listen. I read these stories as written, so any grammatical errors or spacing issues or things like that will be read as is. And there is a lot of weird spacing in this story. So that's not just me, it's what I'm reading. I'll show a little bit after the story, so just to prepare you a bit. Warning: this story contains violence and might change your view on certain MLP ponies. Read on your own risk. And now on to Chapter 3, Part 2, Dashing in the Snow. Winter. Dash was sleeping in the cave where the Wonderblots murdered her. Yesterday, she killed Pinky and she really did not care anymore. The pony she put in all her hopes and dreams seemed to not care. Why should she? She wanted to find a pony that hoped and lived for Dash. But who? Meanwhile, the Cutie Mark Crusaders were sledging down the hill in Town Square. Scootaloo, Applebloom, and Sweetie Belle were having fun, but they still didn't get their cutie marks. Rarity and Applejack called Sweetie Belle and Applebloom home. Scootaloo was left alone. Scootaloo wanted to go home, but she was not supposed to until she was called home. She was wandering around Town Square alone. She was so bored, she wanted something cool to happen, like Rainbow Dash. She wanted to see Rainbow Dash. That pony was gone for 2 days already. I wish Rainbow Dash was here. I wonder where she is now. Maybe she's on the Snow Dash race. Must be wonderful dashing in the snow. Scootaloo sighed, and kept on going, wherever she was going. Scootaloo then thought, why won't she go to Sugar Cube Corner and have some cupcakes with Pinky? When she reached, she saw a line of ponies standing in front of Sugar Cube Corner. They were all sad, and some were even crying. She was curious to find out about what was going on. In the line, she saw her friends and their bigger sisters. She ran to them as fast as she could. Maybe they know what's going on. She asked them, Hey, Applebloom. Hi, Sweetie Belle. Do you know what's going on in here? Both ponies looked at each other and gave Scootaloo a glance. Did you not know? Sweetie Belle asked. Pinkie Pie died yesterday night. Scootaloo gasped. Rainbow Dash was gone day before yesterday. Pinkie Pie was found dead yesterday. Something wrong is happening, and we need to get to the bottom of this. She looked at her friends, and all three of them shouted, Cutie Mark Crusaders, Death Detectives! Yay! Every pony looked at the CMCs with an either mad or a worried look. The CMCs ran away as they saw the crowd staring at them. Scootaloo was thinking, Dash, I hope you are all right. My dreams and hopes depend on you. She closed her eyes and bit her lip as a tear started to appear in Scoot's eyes. Well, that wasn't very spooky at all. I should show this first. Extremely weird spacing. That's why there's so many odd pauses. I'm just reading it as written. I really don't know why they chose to write it like this. Going on to the story, though, I think it's funny how the CMCs separated only to be reunited in a couple sentences. Why not just have them discover Pinky's corpse together instead of meeting up separately after splitting up? I was surprised nobody cared Pinky was dead. No real sad emotions going on there, no comments on it really, besides like, oh yeah, she died. That was very odd. And then a completely weird tonal shift. Pinky's been brutally murdered, and then the CMCs are trying to get their cutie marks as criminal investigators. Felt really odd. Normally, I feel it's the other way around, where it goes from cutesy to horrific, so you're kind of blindsided. Think like Happy Tree Friends. But this just feels like Pinky's chopped liver, literally. But that's all I have for this short chapter. My question for you, my dear viewers, is why do you think no one cared about Pinky's death? This was a chapter from Don't Be Afraid of Rainbows. Thank you, Kitty Cat Love Me, for making such a wonderful story. The link will be in the description below. And thank you, listeners, for joining me on this exciting adventure. This is Openair signing off. But don't worry, I'll be back soon with another FIM Fiction Roulette.